Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. I'm Hudson.
And I'm Allie.
Coming up, why some are saying Steam is giving out too many refunds.
Also, are space battles on the horizon?
All that and more on the way next. How do you explain this from Netflix? 8772-RADIO-U or the talkback button in the RadioU app. A recent report has come out that finds that many of Netflix's highly successful shows experience a massive drop-off in viewership once they release the second season. Some of the examples here. Avatar: The Last Airbender. It had a 59% drop.
Wow.
From viewers from its first season to its second season. The Four Seasons, that's the show. Steve Carell's in that, I think.
Okay,
and Tina Fey.
Haven't seen that.
I kind of thought it was a movie. And I didn't know they made a second season.
Maybe other people did too.
I never watched it, but that's like Netflix's version of The White Lotus.
Okay.
That had a 63% drop off.
Dang.
Second season viewers. Beef, I actually watched this one. Beef, that had a 58% drop off. And then another show I've never heard of, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, had an 80% viewership drop off.
Wow.
First season viewers to second. So lots of people, these are shows that were popular shows. The first season did very well on Netflix.
Yeah.
They drop a second season and nobody shows up. Why is this?
I don't know. There are some theories out there that, maybe the way that Netflix drops shows leads people to kind of put things off a little bit. Like the whole binging thing. Mm-hmm. There's a lot less excitement about a new season coming out sometimes, especially for a show that's maybe just mid on your list of things to watch and not like a top tier show. Because obviously they've had top tier shows like Stranger Things, and everybody was very excited when those released, and they released those in parts. But compared to like HBO Max, HBO releases a new show like, right now, House of the Dragon's going on. One episode per week. And that viewership has not waned. In fact, I think the viewership has gone up for a show like that. And so there may be something to that weekly release that works.
I think the weekly release is big. I think how about how they will go random amounts of time between seasons.
Yes. It's very unpredictable when a new season will come out. And Netflix releases so much that a lot of the new releases you'll miss. Like you said, you may not know a new season even came out for a show that you actually like. Yeah.
I think Beef is a great example. The new season just came out earlier this year. The first season came out years ago.
Wow.
And so, the Stranger Things model is very emblematic of what Netflix will do with a lot of shows, which is they'll put out a season that's not even like a full true season of a show.
Yeah.
Because it's like 8 or 10 or 12 episodes. And then you're waiting who knows how many months years until the next season comes out. And by that time, you forgot about it. And in some cases, maybe your opinion improves over time. But most of the time, the longer you've been from a show, probably the less likely you're like, oh, yeah, I need to get right back into that.
Yeah, this is an example of distance does not make the heart grow fonder. Distance makes the heart apathetic. We just don't care anymore. We've grown. We've moved on. There's so much content, so many shows, so many movies vying for our attention on these streaming services. We just don't have enough time to watch all these shows.
And for people that make content for social media, they always tell you consistency is key.
Yes.
Like Mr. Beast puts out a video every 2 weeks, every Saturday on YouTube, pretty consistently on his main channel.
Predictable.
Yeah, and so that's what you need to make habits with people.
Yes.
This is Saturday. This is Mr. Beast Day. This is this is the fall. This is when we release our big show. I feel like Netflix doesn't do that at all. It's just they just expect you to log in and you'll just watch whatever pops up there. And maybe it's the second season of a very popular show. But instead of building on that success, a lot of times it's just, here's the newest thing we made.
Yep.
And so that doesn't get a lot of people coming. I mean, it's obviously in some ways working for Netflix, but I feel like if I was somebody making a show, I'd probably be really frustrated.
I would be very frustrated too, and I would want my show to be bought by somebody else, like HBO Max or Amazon Prime, somebody else that can show you they have consistency with viewership through the years, not just the first season.
Yeah, the flip side is maybe some of the reason for the delays is the creators are like have all the freedom to take all the time they need.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're your own worst enemy with that kind of stuff.
It can be true.
Trust me, I know. National Hot Dog Day is right around the corner.
Oh, we just tried the Big Glizzy too.
I know. Yeah, wasn't that fun?
That was so fun.
I wish we could have a time machine and go back and do that again. Have hot dogs on the show. Maybe for National Hot Dog Day, we can.
Maybe.
It's coming up on July 15th, and a very interesting company is celebrating in a very interesting way.
Okay.
A company that has nothing directly to do with hot dogs at all. And that company is Pringles.
Oh, I don't know why, but in my mind, I wanted it to be like Bath and Body Works or something. A hot dog candle.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Allie. A Bath and Body Works hot dog lotion.
It's hot dog water.
I'll be their number one customer. But unfortunately, I haven't heard about that yet. Instead, Pringles, which doesn't have anything directly to do with hot dogs, but I'm sure you would eat Pringles with a hot dog.
Yeah, sure. They're like a barbecue chip that you could have.
Yeah, I feel like I would be, now that I'm thinking about it, I would be surprised if you went to a July 4th cookout and they had Pringles.
Yeah.
That would have been a little, not bad in any way.
Yeah, I would be surprised, but I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, but I'm just expecting a bowl of Lay's or something along that line. But Pringles, to celebrate National Hot Dog Day, and I've seen a lot of people just yesterday trying these on TikTok, is they are putting out Pringles Pop Dog Buns.
Ooh.
And they have multiple different flavors where it is like a Pringles can, but rather than inside being Pringles, it's like a one hot dog bun that fills up the whole can. And they're all different flavors.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So the flavors they have, I saw somebody trying a different one on TikTok, but they have sour cream and onion, honey mustard, and barbecue. And then I'm telling you, I think there was another one, but maybe I'm crazy. But the person I saw said that the sour cream and onion one is very good.
Oh, I do love sour cream and onion chips.
Yeah,
they're like
me
one of
too.
My favorite flavors.
Me too. They're definitely one of the top tier chips. And so that sounds like a mix that would go well with a hot dog too. And why does it sound like I want to do that and then I want to put like cream cheese or something on it?
I mean, maybe.
I feel like that could be a good combo.
With a hot dog though?
Yeah. In some places they do that all the time.
Okay.
I mean, I usually just do ketchup, but.
Yeah, I'm usually just a ketchup person, although I did find out that when we did the Big Glizzy, I do like relish. And so when I had my 4th of July barbecue, I put relish on my hot dog.
Wow.
My life has been changed.
Food
Hudson.
fights, changing lives. So you can find that food fight with the Big Glizzy at the RadioU Mornings YouTube channel, of course. And coming up in the future, hopefully we'll be able to get
Try one of these
hot dog buns from Pringles as well, the pop dog buns. It says that they're available for free.
For free?
Yeah. You get them in a 3-pack, and they're for free when you buy a Pringles 3-pack.
Oh, okay. So it's like a buy one, get one kind of deal.
And you have to do it online.
Oh, okay.
OnceYouPopMarket.com. And then this will go live. Some will go tomorrow, and then some will go on Wednesday, July 15th. So
how limited are these? Is it going to be tough for us to buy them? Is it limited, like, release?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
It doesn't say.
I hope it's not like we only have 15,000 of these or something like that.
Yeah. How many people do you think are going to sign up? 15,000 feels like that should be plenty, don't you think?
I mean, maybe, but also you'd be surprised. Like, America alone has over 300 million people in it.
It won't be people. It will be robots signing up to
the bots
buy them to sell them on eBay 8 years from now.
Ew.
But I will do this. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to try to get these for us.
Good.
And hopefully we'll be able to do them on the show, maybe even for National Hot Dog Day. I'm just kind of offended that obviously I've seen numerous people trying them on TikTok, which TikTok obviously knows what I like. But obviously they got them early.
Yeah.
Why didn't they send us some early?
Come on, Pringles. Get it together.
Seriously. What happened last night in the World Cup? 8772 Radio, you are the talkback button in the RadioU app. Do you think that all of the hullabaloo around Flo Balogun and Donald Trump and the red card and the FIFA and whatever motivated Belgium, the players on the field, to go out there and get the job done?
Oh, I would absolutely say it did motivate them. But I will also say, as we've talked about, I don't think we've talked about it necessarily on the air as much, but personally we've talked about this, where the U.S., there was kind of this false sense of like they're really good. They've taken a step forward. And they had, they performed better than many people thought they would. They looked a lot more aggressive. But they really had not played an elite striking and attacking team yet. And Belgium is that. Belgium has that attack, and all the teams that the U.S. had played so far in this World Cup were like hanging back most of the time.
Yeah.
And so what we knew about this team was that the weakest part of them was their back defenders, and every goal that they gave up against Belgium, it wasn't some like amazing goal where it's just like, that's unstoppable. The goalkeeper, no chance of stopping that. It was like some weird fluke thing that happened where the defense just ended up folding and making a mistake or a blunder and leaving a spot open for a Belgium striker to get in.
Yeah.
And so I feel like this just showed that the U.S. had a lot of flaws on that back end of their defense, and little mistakes was what got them to give up 4 goals ultimately to Belgium.
I think it was a massive step up in class.
Yeah.
And what's crazy to think about if you're a U.S. soccer fan is they got embarrassed last night against Belgium. That was one of the biggest dominations of the knockout round.
Particularly in the first half.
Yeah.
The first half they just looked lost.
Yeah.
They weren't even able to pass the ball to each other.
So, and they hadn't played a team nearly as good as Belgium.
Yeah.
And Belgium is definitely at least one tier, if not 2, below the teams that are actually competing to win.
Yeah, imagine if the U.S. had to play Spain.
Yeah.
Which is what Belgium is going to have to do. And I don't think Belgium's going to beat Spain, by the way.
I don't think it'll be particularly, it might be 1-0, but I don't think it's going to be particularly close.
Yeah, but Portugal gave a lot better of a game to Spain than I thought they would. And so I do think Belgium will keep it close. Cabo Verde had a draw with Spain. So I think there's a way to get at Spain. But the U.S. is just not there yet. And this is proof that they're just not quite there yet. They have some talent, but it's like right at the, it's right at the top talent, like top of the tier talent. But right after that, it just drops off a lot. Like, not like you have a middle tier in your team. You have a few really good players and then immediately drop off.
Yeah. And one of their great players, like Christian Pulisic, was injured.
Yeah.
He was definitely not 100%. So.
Yeah, he got injured and was out of the game. And you could just tell also, like, the one goal that the United States did score was because Belgium was so annoyed that Balogun was playing this game, that they fouled him really hard because they knew, if you let him go, he's probably going to score here. And then, Malik Tillman gets an amazing free kick 2 games in a row that he's able to do that. He's one of the guys that I would point to as a talent that we've seen in this World Cup that was unexpected. So again, I don't want to take away from what the U.S. did through this loss. This loss is sad and frustrating and crushing, but they still outperformed expectations.
They definitely did. I didn't want to let this go that it's obviously Belgium would have won either way, but the goalkeeper, because it's soccer, Matt Freese, with his controller just dying on that third goal.
Dude,
what was that?
I don't know what he was thinking. I'm like, and then Tim Reed, what were you doing to try and clear that ball out of there? I mean, obviously you don't have a lot of time, but the ball wasn't going that fast.
The one thing that was nice, that is nice, and obviously that's just a crazy thing to even say, but is that we get a United States loss at the World Cup, and the first thing everybody isn't doing is going, we need to replace the coach.
Yeah.
Because every World Cup I can remember, that's always how it is.
Yes.
It's always the coach's fault.
Yeah.
But in soccer, and with national soccer, I suppose that's just natural because you can't change the players, really.
Right.
And
the rest of the world really responds that way, too. That's not just the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, because you can't change the players very easily. But I think this should be a wake-up call that, there's just still The
There's
U.S.
a
has made
talent
up a lot of ground, and coaching can overcome some of that, but there's still a massive talent gap.
Massive talent gap.
A long way to go.
Yep.
Now we're opening up the RadioU hotline.
877-2-RADIO-U.
For the question, what is something that makes you unreasonably mad? And let me clarify what I mean by this. This is something that's small, maybe somebody else does, or it could not be a person that does it, but it's something small that happens in your life that you get more mad about than is justified for what it actually is.
Interesting.
I'll give you 2 examples to start.
Okay.
One that inspired this in the whole first place. And by the way, for me, this is more about me than it is about the thing.
Okay.
And this is self-reflection. Like, why do I get so mad about this when it's such a small thing?
Yeah.
Somebody here at RadioU, I don't know who, with the microwave, will stop it with 5 seconds left so that it doesn't beep, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then take their food out and leave it with 5 seconds left there.
And you don't like that.
Why not just reset it to 0 for the next person?
Right.
I see that it's happened multiple times recently, and I am mad, but I'm not mad at that person. I'm just now, it's
not me, by the way.
I'm self-reflecting now going, why do I even care about this?
Right.
But when I see it, I'm also like, why don't you just
reset the microwave?
Michael, Chris, Karen, whoever it is.
Nay.
Yeah, it could be nay. It doesn't matter. Keep doing it. This is me. I need to learn.
This is your thing.
Yes, but this is what prompted this, because I saw that like a couple days in a row, and I'm like, who is doing this? But here's another one that's not a person. And it's like, why does this make me so upset? Allie, we use Google, Gmail, Google Drive, Google Sheets. So we have our RadioU Google accounts.
Yeah.
Less than once a week, but more than once a month, Google just signs you out of everything.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Usually in the middle of you typing something in your Gmail or in your Google Drive.
Sometimes we'll be here doing the show.
Well, yeah.
In the middle of a break. One time I was doing the weather and traffic update, which has the words that I am saying. And it just signed me out. And I'm
because you've been signed out of all accounts.
Now I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Oh. I was reading that.
Yeah, literally on the air. So,
and I mean, I think I know why that one gets me, because it's like this is not being secure. You just randomly do this like once every 2 weeks-ish.
Yeah.
It's not on a consistent basis. And it's just like, I've been using it for 3 hours this morning.
Right.
And then you decide to sign me out. That's not secure. So I don't know why. But these are things, and me personally, I could probably come up with 5 more at least. But we have the RadioU hotline open.
877-2-RADIO-U.
Things that you basically just overreact to in your mind. Why are you mad about? Why
are you mad, bro?
You see somebody else do this. It happens on your phone, your computer, whatever. You're like, I'm getting much madder than I need to be.
I really need to think about this, because the only thing I can think about is me getting mad at sports. But that feels like a big deal, not like a little thing.
We'll see what people are saying. RadioU, where music is going. We have the RadioU hotline open.
877-2-RADIO-U.
Or you can use the talkback button in the RadioU app to let us know things that make you unreasonably mad. They're small things, but you realize yourself getting mad about it, and you're like, why am I actually getting this mad when it's such a small thing? For me, people leaving 5 seconds on the microwave in a communal microwave and not resetting it, or when Google signs me out of everything when I've been using it for 3 hours, are a couple of examples where, yet again, I'm not actually that mad about the person leaving 5 seconds on. I'm not mad at them.
Yeah.
I'm wondering why does this bother me, basically?
Yeah, right.
My reaction internally does not meet the actual action that's being done there.
Exactly. So we heard from Mark, and he said the same thing that I said at the end of the last break, which is sports. He says this one's easy, it's sports. And I agree. Sports is something that makes me mad, unreasonably mad sometimes. I've gotten better with it as I've gotten older, but I've let it affect me less. But I think it's more universally accepted to get upset about a loss or to get fired up about sports.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't feel as like what you're talking about as much, because what you're talking about is it's an unreasonable thing. So it's like somebody doing something that's really not that bad.
Yeah, sports, everybody understands. You're all on the same page. You're all collectively mad.
Yeah, we all understand when you get a little fired up about sports. So it's less unreasonable. But I have seen some people get unreasonably mad with sports.
At the same time, sports, like, even if the Packers lose, it shouldn't personally affect me.
Yeah.
But the amount of time I spend mad about it afterwards.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah. AJ says when he hears people eat their food, I definitely would have gotten in a fight with Chip Boy from yesterday.
Nice. We heard from Eric. Oh, this is a great text. He just said turkey, eh?
Yeah. If you didn't hear Eric, we covered this with JR. I think it was last week when we had him on the show before the knockout round.
Yep.
Talking about it's fine if they want to call it Turkey in Turkey.
Yeah.
But they're not calling us the United States of America.
Yeah.
They call us something different.
Yep.
Completely different.
Yep.
So why should we call them whatever they want to be called when they're not calling us our thing?
Right.
And so and that's fine. It's fine. They can call us whatever.
Well, because
it doesn't affect me.
We speak different languages.
Yeah. So
it makes
turkey.
sense.
It's turkey.
Yeah.
We heard from Regina, who says toilet paper being on wrong.
Yep.
Beards are cool, mullets are not. And she said yes on the microwave. Get the remaining time off. But she says she will correct toilet paper on other people's toilet paper rolls.
Dude, I do that too, Regina.
What? You don't touch another person's toilet paper roll.
I'm the same way sometimes. I will be like, I'm just going to flip this real quick.
I'm with you that you go over the front.
Yeah.
But to correct somebody else, like maybe they could have, there's no answer. And so they could be just as.
I haven't gone into a house and like corrected somebody else's. But like when I had roommates and one of them would put it on like that, I would flip it.
Hey. You should just be happy they're actually putting it on the roll.
That's 100% true.
Instead of just leaving it on the back of the toilet.
Or leaving it on the back of the toilet or just putting it on top of the empty one.
Yes.
Like laying it there. So that is true. But with roommates, I would correct that sometimes because I'm like, no, guys, it's got to be the front. All right, we heard from your mom, Hudson. She says she has 2. Getting stuck behind slow walkers, that's a good one, which makes me realize how fundamentally impatient I am. And when Android Auto doesn't automatically connect to my phone, infuriating.
You got to get that RadioU app going, and if it doesn't want to connect, that's a problem.
It can be very frustrating.
The slow walkers, I totally get that, or slow drivers. And I've used that for that is a serious point of self-reflection. For you're literally delayed by possibly 1 minute to where you're going to arrive.
Yeah.
Why are you so upset by a person going 5 miles over the speed limit? We'll get to more of these things that make you unnecessarily upset. We have the RadioU hotline open.
877-2-RADIO-U.
You can also use the talkback button in the RadioU app, of course. The question is, what are things that make you unnecessarily mad? You overreact, even internally, to seeing this or experiencing this, even though when you actually sit down and think about it, it's not actually that big of a deal. My first example was, and I keep saying this, I know whoever does this, if they hear this, they're probably thinking this is me calling them out. And I swear to you, whoever's doing this, it's fine. Keep doing it.
You're about to get a visit to your office today. I hope you know.
Yeah, I'm the one that needs to change my mindset. You don't need to change your behavior, but it's somebody who leaves 5 seconds on the microwave here at RadioU. They pull the door, leave it with 5 seconds, and then don't reset it back to 0.
I also want to note that I'm not the one who does this because I like to have the microwave go through its full time. I know some people, they want to beat the buzzer, but I'm not about that life. I'm keep me safe from the radiation.
See how close to 0 you can get
exactly. I'm it's not a competition. Keep me safe from the radiation. I go do other things while it's working. But I haven't noticed this. I haven't come across this. So this has been only you that has come across this microwave.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder how to explain that, but it's happened on a routine basis.
It's happened a couple times for you. So.
But I am mad, but again.
You're not blaming the person.
No, it's do your thing. I shouldn't be mad.
We have a small office, so this feels very calling it out.
I shouldn't be mad. I'm trying to learn. This is the point of this is we're all getting our things out and being like, We need to learn from
We
this.
need to be better.
Jordan says grammatical errors and spelling, which is terrible because I'm so bad at spelling myself, and I'm sure grammar isn't perfect either. Jordan, I can notice a couple of errors just in that text you sent.
Yeah.
But
dang, call them out.
Yeah, sorry, but this is a learning moment for all of us.
Well, and again, most of the time when people do have like an ick when it comes to like grammar or whatever, they are very particular about it themselves.
Hey, Lex at night here on RadioU.
Yeah.
He's a grammar stickler.
Okay. We heard from William, and I concur with all of these. It's all driving related. The three big ones that are annoying are when people wait till the last minute to shift from the lanes, like the lane's ending and they wait to switch. That is annoying. Not using your blinker. Yep. Ugh. And lastly, when there is traffic and stopping to try to get over to the next lane instead of merging in the next lane with traffic without stopping.
Yeah, come on. Keep it moving.
Yes.
But don't keep it moving too far when your lane ends.
Yeah.
Get over at the exact right spot in the lane that I've devised in my mind.
Yeah, that I have.
Is okay for you.
I have teleported into your brain which one you should go.
And it's funny, I've never sat, like, I'm annoyed by that too, but I've never thought about this, but like, the lane ends where it ends. And so you should be fine to use that. You're allowed to use that lane until it ends.
Yeah,
so why do you have to get over before?
But when there's all that room and they wait till the last minute and then they cause somebody else to have to slow down, I think that's the really annoying part. Like,
but they're just using the road.
Well, the one that really gets me is when they wait to get into the turn lane until the last minute and they're slowing everyone else down. Like they'll be slowing down and then they'll wait to the last minute to get on the exit. It's like, don't slow down on the highway. Slow down on the exit. That's what that road is meant for. Slow down when that exit starts.
Susanna says she agrees with the microwave. She also says seeing people with long hair down when it's hot or they're working out or they're cooking or really anytime. Susanna just hates long hair down.
Really? Yeah. That's an odd one.
And it doesn't even affect you.
Yeah.
So but we're learning. This is all of us. We're just getting stuff out so that hopefully we can reflect and possibly move on.
Yeah.
Here's another one that nobody has said yet. How about when people leave their carts out?
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Yeah,
That's
one,
annoying.
I think I have moved on because what I try to do, if I'm taking my cart back and I see another cart nearby that's out,
you go get it?
I try to go get it, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Gives you an opportunity to do something good.
Exactly. Instead of being mad about it, make the world a better place.
Yes. Absolutely. We also heard from Max. He said politics. He doesn't watch the news anymore, but both parties need a kick in the booty.
I have one more, and that is when people, a.k.a. Mrs. Hudson, don't put the bread tie back on the bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
or they just they tuck it under.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, the bread, but sometimes the bread tie gets lost.
Sometimes it goes missing.
How do they make those things so darn tiny? So darn easy to lose.
There's got to be so many of those under the fridge, you know? They get kicked under the fridge.
I think this was therapeutic, though.
Yeah,
I definitely
agree.
feel like I've healed a little bit.
Space Force just completed a new mission, Hudson.
Okay.
This is a pretty interesting one. It's called Victus Haze, and it was its first ever orbital war game in which two satellites maneuvered around each other in a simulated cat and mouse mission designed to mimic a real-world space threat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say something that sounds stupid.
What?
Satellites can maneuver.
Yeah, some satellites can maneuver around like on remote control, basically.
I thought they just got, you shoot them up there.
And they just rely on the gravity and the pull of different planets and orbits and stuff.
They're just going slowly or, fast, but it always looks slow.
Yeah.
In a circle or an ellipse around the Earth. That's what I thought.
Most satellites, that is how they operate. Mm-hmm. They go put them up in an orbit that would be, let's say in Earth's gravitational pull. And so they'll be kind of moving in that way. Hubble or James Webb or something. But those those telescopes, those satellites can still move, particularly because you need to point their cameras and their antennas in different directions to see certain things. But these type of satellites, it sounds to me like these are like remote control, like almost like drones.
War satellites are different.
Yeah, built different. But yeah, this mission paired Rocket Lab's Puma satellite with True Anomaly's Jackal spacecraft.
Ooh, what a collab.
Yep, testing their ability to rapidly locate, approach, inspect, and categorize another object in orbit. So Space Force officials say the exercise was meant to prepare an increase in potentially hostile or non-compliant satellites operated by rival nations, improve the military's ability to monitor and respond to those in space, and other things like, disasters or something else that could happen. Just an ability to monitor and respond quickly is very important. So the satellites completed their objectives 11 hours ahead of their 72-hour deadline.
Nice.
Demonstrating that they have a pretty decent growth rate that we've seen, especially in the commercial aerospace field, because these were commercial companies with, Rocket Lab and True Anomaly. And also, this is pretty cool when it comes to national security and space operations, that we can have partnerships with private companies like these for help. That means NASA doesn't have to spend money on designing these satellites. They can just be like, hey, can we use your satellite?
That are already up there anyways.
Maybe already up there, or, we can partner with them to get those satellites up in space for help. But most of the time, for a quick response, you're going to want a satellite that's already in space. Yeah. So, because to try and plan a rocket launch, that's not exactly something you can do last minute.
This is kind of cool. This is something I would not normally say about a lot of space stuff, but this is cool to think about.
Okay.
Because this is the equivalent, right, of like if you go back in time, you'd have to go far back. But like the first time anybody ever put like a cannon on a ship at sea.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're just testing this out, how we might be able to like go to war with people at sea or whatever. And like so there's and obviously, now you go through history and there's been so many naval battles and whatever.
Yeah.
But there was once the first ever, like, let's test this out. Let's see how it would work. We're not going to actually kill anybody, but let's see how we would shoot cannons or, maneuver our ship if we needed to get into a fight. And we're going to be one day there's going to be a Star Wars future where everybody's in space, firing lasers at each other. And we are around for the moment where it's like, let's see what it's like to kind of just test out space.
Yeah.
So what if we could inspect another satellite that we weren't sure about?
Right. And to be clear, these satellites are not equipped with any weapons. These are not they don't have any lasers or cannons.
Allie, let it just be cool. Let us just think the cool thing.
Well, I just mean maybe that's coming in the future, but as of right now, these satellites, their main objective is to locate any potential threats. And so this is more for the finding of things.
Yeah. Locate them so that we can shoot them with lasers.
Maybe, or that we just be made aware of a potential threat,
before it shoots us.
Again, satellites not equipped with any guns yet or lasers yet, but maybe that'll come in the future. And then these satellites would be helpful for us to identify those threats.
You can get cosmetic surgery for pretty much anything these days.
It's true.
8772 Radio U or the talkback button in the RadioU app. We've talked about people here on the show where they'll get earlobe surgery.
Yeah, because they've had the Ozempic earlobes.
I was reminded of this as a possibility as well, that people can get cosmetic surgery on their toes.
Ew.
To make their toes look the way they want.
Why? Just why?
Exactly. I've seen people get the leg lengthening, leg shortening surgeries, or they want to be taller or shorter. You name it, a body part on you, there's probably a surgery that can quote unquote fix it. Yeah. And what's funny to me, and I think I remember because one of the recent ones was the Ozempic earlobes, talking about how if there has to be so many other things you could fix on your body before you would get to earlobes.
Yeah.
Like, you think your body is perfect except for those dang earlobes?
Those earlobes are really bothering you.
Yeah. I'm a 9 out of 10. It's just the kneecaps that are holding me back. If I could just get the surgery on my kneecaps.
Well, that's the real problem with me, for me, with the plastic surgery stuff, is it's like they utilize some type of insecurity you have about often the dumbest things.
Yeah.
The things that's like no one is looking at that.
Exactly.
But our own insecurity is what gets in the way and makes us think we need to fix that.
Right.
We got to fix our stupid earlobes.
There's some that, while I don't agree with, I understand the justification. You want a nose job? Okay, everybody sees your nose all the time.
Sure.
Yeah, but when you're getting down to the point of earlobes and toe fixing, it just goes to show that you're not that good at identifying your own problems. We're not that good at identifying. We think, this is what's holding me back.
Yeah.
If I just didn't have these goofy toes, who knows?
I would be so hot.
Yeah.
I'd be a 10 out of 10.
Dates I'd go on, or what kind of job I'd have if I just had the right kind of toes. We're not very good at identifying our own problems. And you might think, that's just that crazy person. It's not me. But are you sure about that? Are you sure about that, though?
You sure about that?
It's not just your physical insecurities. There could be other things. You're like, when you come up to a New Year's resolution, you might think, this is the thing I need to fix this year. And you could tell somebody else, and in their head, they're going, that's the thing that you think is your problem?
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. How about you fix your bad breath, buddy? Like, we think we know what's wrong, and maybe we can solve it. And other times, maybe we're honest. We're like, I don't even know what's wrong. I'm at this point in life, and I clearly haven't made all the right choices, but I don't even know how I got here.
Right.
I don't even know where I went wrong. We're not very good at identifying, obviously, what's wrong with us. But here's the good news, is that God is great at identifying the things that could be changed, that you could do differently, or where you could grow or improve, that will change your life drastically.
Yeah.
Not the stuff that you think is wrong, but what God notices needs improvement.
Yes.
We could use that outside perspective, and not just any outside perspective, the perfect perspective. Somebody who's not preying on you, trying to get money out of you, preying on your insecurities, but somebody's actually trying to help.
Yeah, somebody that truly, truly loves you, not just like saying that just to get the best out of you, or, to try and get something from you. Truly loves you and truly wants the best for you. So listen to his guiding when it comes to certain things that you need to change or fix.
Yeah, you can have that conversation with God wherever you are. Just say, hey, Jesus, I know I'm not perfect. Clearly, like, wherever you are in life, you probably feel like you've done something that led you to where you are that you wish you hadn't. But a lot of times you don't even know what it is. Have that conversation with God. Say, what can I change? What do I need to do differently? What can you work with me on? And I'm going to guess it's probably not going to be your toes or your earlobes. And it's good, but it is going to be something that's actually going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Jesus wants to do that with you, not even leave you to figure it out on your own, but to do it with you. If you start there, you'll be amazed what can happen. If you want to know more, check out RadioU.com/free gift. 8772-RADIO-U, or the talkback button in the Radio U app to share your advice in this roommate debate, where the roommate debate is kind of, who should be my roommate? I'm debating.
Interesting.
The subject line is actually, would I be a horrible person if I don't rent an apartment with my childhood best friend?
Okay.
We have a guy who says, me and my best friend are both 21 years old, both male. We live in different states, but for the past few months, we've been talking about me moving to his area and getting an apartment together.
Okay.
I recently planned a trip to visit him and a few other close friends from growing up. I asked if I could crash at his place for the week, and he said yes. But about a week before I was supposed to come, I texted him a couple times just to confirm everything. After a few days, he finally replied and said he was actually too busy and couldn't let me stay after all.
Oh.
I told him I understood. It was disappointing, but I get it. So I reached out to my other close friends in the area, and they immediately said I could stay with them.
Okay.
They've also been talking about the three of us getting an apartment together. We talk all the time, play games together, and they've even been looking at places we could possibly rent. That made me rethink my original plan. My childhood friend is like a brother to me, but honestly, we don't talk that much anymore. He rarely answers my calls, and it feels like he's just not very available.
Okay.
I still care about him, but now I'm wondering if I'd be happier living with my other friends instead. So, how do I tell my childhood friend that I don't want to get an apartment with him anymore without ruining our friendship? Or should I still try to make it happen?
Okay.
8772 Radio U or the talkback button in the Radio U app. What is the advice for this one?
Oh, this is an interesting one. Potentially feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Potentially relationships ruined.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's one easy answer, but how do you approach it?
Yeah. How do you face this with, you got to deal with it with some finesse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some, what's the right word? Some finesse, some, what's the word
tact,
I'm looking for? Tact, exactly.
You gotta have
That's
some
exactly
tact.
What I was looking for.
Yeah.
That tells me that you might know just what to say in this situation.
We'll see.
8772 Radio U or the talkback button of the Radio U app for your advice on this one. Radio U, where music is going. 8772 Radio U or the talkback button in the Radio U app to share your advice in this roommate debate. We have a 21-year-old guy who says he lives in a different state from his childhood best friend, but they've had a plan for a while. They've been talking about moving in together in the state where his childhood best friend currently lives. He's going to move up there with him. But this recently, he's been texting that friend, talking about coming up to visit, staying with him for a week. And his friend finally said, actually, you can't stay with me for a week.
Right. It fell apart.
Unfortunately. But the good news is he also has at least 2 other friends in the area. And they also started talking about the 3 of them moving in together. And have even started looking at places. So it's a twofold question. Should he move in with these other 2 friends? And if so, how does he tell his childhood best friend
that he's
not actually going to go through with the plan of moving in together?
Yeah. Well, we heard from Regina. She says nothing wrong with not rooming with a longtime friend. Some people you just can't room with. I'm thankful I was able to salvage a longtime friendship after a horrible semester living together. Heed the red flags.
Ooh, good point. We also heard from William, who said, sometimes people grow apart. If you have been friends long enough, I believe your friend should be understanding. Just let him know why without coming off too mean. Like it's been said, use some tact. Also, not all friends make good roommates because that could end the friendship too.
That's definitely some advice you need to heed because, like, I've heard many people say, and I'm happy Regina was able to salvage a relationship, which sounds like was in college. Mm-hmm. I've heard so many people say, do not room with your best friend, especially like freshman year of college, because you might actually ruin that relationship. There's just a different dynamic that's introduced when it comes to now you're friends with them, but now you're living with them. Mm-hmm. There's things that will happen that you're just like, I never knew this about this person. And so it just adds an extra wrinkle that might, add some turmoil that you didn't need.
Yeah, we also heard from Kyla, who says, go with your gut. A bad roommate is the worst, and you risk losing the friendship, as we've covered, if things go south. It's unfortunate you can't stay there as a trial run. See how it goes with the other friends, and keep in mind, living with friends can be the death rattle to a friendship.
It's so true.
It almost sounds like with your childhood friend that would be the case. He's talking about how he's not as available.
Yeah.
Was
not
hard to get a hold of.
Not even answering your calls.
Yeah. So meanwhile, let's say not ignore the most important point of this. Your other friends want you to live with them.
Yes, that's very key.
And this guy doesn't seem to. He might not want to live with you, but he's not like excited about it. If you're 21 and you've got 2 other friends that want to live with you, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Go live with them.
Do that.
And what may wind up happening, it's a long shot, but maybe because you're already in the same area, you might just because of proximity, get back in touch with this other guy that, is your childhood best friend. And maybe he just gets folded into the mix and then you have 4 roommates.
Yeah. I think that could happen.
So I don't think it has to be that tough of a conversation. Literally, I would probably set up something with these other guys first.
Right.
And be like, hey, act like they came up with it first or whatever because they did. And just go from there. And then if that guy wants to be in the mix, he can, you can sort that out after the fact.
Yeah, I would not make a big deal out of this, especially because you've tried to make plans with this guy and he's been not getting back in touch with you. Mm-hmm. And so there's even a route where you could take where you don't even have to bring this up. Because it doesn't sound like he's like waiting on you.
Yeah, unless he starts asking you.
Right.
I think you're really in the clear.
Yeah.
So go with, I mean, the biggest green flag is the other two friends want to move in.
Yes.
Or want to have an apartment with you.
That means they want things to work.
Yeah.
And you're
already having fun with them.
You're already having fun, and you need, again, roommates are not easy. You need people that want a relationship with you that's going to work so that, they're not just like, as soon as a big blow up happens, they're just going to be like giving up on it,
Yeah. I think I'm excited for this guy.
Yeah.
Go have fun with your friends.
You got a whole life ahead of you.
Your future roommates. If you have a roommate debate, email mornings@radiou.com. Have you heard of Omegle?
No.
It's like a chat, like a video chat platform where you basically just you get paired up with a random person, like you guys both on your phone cameras or whatever, and then like you can talk to them or you can shuffle to the next person or whatever.
Yeah.
But Omegle is where you're paired up with a random user and it's you two, and then everybody votes on which one of you is mocking the other one.
No. That's crazy.
And so Drake, Grammy-winning, numerous #1 Billboard charting album Drake, he got on Omegle and got paired up against a random user. And Allie, it was a draw. It was a draw. Yeah, even though Drake was like, "You're getting cooked," this other guy actually wound up getting a draw with him. So Drake couldn't even get a win on Omegle.
Listen, I got to be honest. I got to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I've never thought that Drake was very attractive.
So Drake's not mocking anybody.
No, I mean, not for me. I don't think he's bad looking, but just for me, I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah, I think he's lucky he didn't get paired up with Kendrick Lamar for this one, right?
I do think Kendrick Lamar is not that bad looking.
Yeah.
He's very short, though.
Yeah, that is true. I was thinking, Allie, how many people would I have to get paired up with before I could finally win on Omegle?
Oh, no, Hudson, no.
We should try it out.
I don't think I would win. So.
We should do a live stream of me on Omegle and see how long it takes for me to actually win.
My self-esteem is so fragile. I can't do that to myself.
But if I'm going in with the expectation of it, I may not get a win all day long. Then when I did finally get a win, like that would feel.
But what if you don't get one?
That's what I'm expecting, so it's fine. It's fine. My expectations are low.
No, I don't think you should do it.
There definitely people are talking about how like obviously. I guess this is true of any app, but particularly with Omegle, there could be security concerns about them using your phone access and whatever. But
yeah.
I don't know. Every app does that. It just sounds like fun.
Every app does that, but I mean, it is probably still a pretty small app, so I would imagine the security features on it are not the greatest.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think this would be fun. I think we should try it out. I think we should see if I can get a win.
You can go ahead.
You know what would
you
suck,
can
though?
Go ahead.
You know what? I already feel bad. I'm already feeling bad imagining this. That we go on. I'm on Omegle getting paired up with random people, and I'm losing. I'm losing, and then I finally beat somebody. I feel really bad for that guy. An indie game developer, Zoroarts, is asking Valve to change the Steam refund policy.
Okay.
After they had to issue refunds to 55,000 people that had bought their new game Paddle Paddle Paddle.
Okay.
Because here's why they're saying that it needs to be altered. Because the current Steam refund policy allows players to receive a full refund if they've owned a game for less than 14 days
and played it for under 2
hours.
Yep.
So basically, if you buy a game but you never actually use it, essentially,
within the 14-day window,
you can actually change your mind.
Yep.
But what is happening with Paddle 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 is they have a 21% refund rate despite 90% positive reviews. They're saying that people have been able to beat their game in less than 2 hours.
And so they're just getting their money back.
Yeah, so they're kind of like not even renting. They're putting a deposit down. They're like, I bet I can beat this in under 2 hours.
And then they get their money back when they do.
Yeah, even though they, played the full game.
Interesting.
So how do you reconcile this problem? I mean, because it's not like the people are upset with the game. They're just going through it really quickly.
They're going through it really fast. Well, okay, I really like the Steam fundraise, like the refund policy, because I know I've used it one time when I bought a game that I really wanted to play, but I found that my computer couldn't handle it.
Good point.
And so I used that refund function to get my money back. But I do think for games, especially by indie developers, many of them are pretty short. A lot of the horror games are really short. Like they'll be, you can finish them in an hour. And so I do think for games that can be finished in less than 2 hours, maybe they need to bring that time window down for like how long you should you have been able to play the game. So like, let's say if it's a game that can be finished in less than 2 hours, let's say you can't have racked up more than an hour or more than 45 minutes of game time before you get the refund. I don't know if that's the solution, but maybe that could help solve this problem.
That's kind of what they suggested. They basically said that there should be an estimated play time on store pages so that buyers know what they're getting into before purchasing shorter games. Because this is the other thing. People might not intentionally be thinking, oh, I'm going to buy this, then beat it, and then get a refund.
Right.
They're buying it,
they're
beating it, and then going, well, that didn't take very long.
Yeah.
And then asking for the refund. So if you at least give people a better idea, even though they are still getting 90% positive reviews, but if you give people a better idea of how long it might take, that might change their attitude towards what they want to buy.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm thinking if your game, I mean, I can't beat it in 2 hours. I'm a dumb. But like if everybody can beat it in 2 hours, I feel like you shouldn't be charging for that. You know what I mean? Like that's not enough of a game.
Yeah.
It depends how much you're charging.
Yeah.
But I feel like that you're not giving people enough for their money's worth, even if you are obviously a game is $80 now usually. But like some of these indie games, how much are you charging? If it's more than $5, people should get more than 2 hours. It should take them more than 2 hours to beat the whole game.
Yeah, some of these indie games are that cheap, though. Some of them will be even like $2. But one of the most popular games over the past few years on Steam was a game called Unpacking. Have you ever heard of this?
No, I have not.
Yeah, and so it was a game where literally all you were doing is you were unpacking different rooms of a home that this character had moved into. And as you're unpacking, you're kind of finding out more about them and their past and what they've been through. And it was pretty fun, very wholesome and like cute. But that game was not very fast. Like if you watched like a YouTuber go through it, the video would be like an hour long. So, but it was still one of the most popular games on Steam. So I feel like, there's still value in creating a quick game that you can get through very fast. But I think they need to maybe change the policy for those games that you can get through quickly.
How about this? The more expensive the game is, the more time you
have to get a refund. Yes, I like that idea.
Yeah, I think that's pretty. If you only pay $5, how much is $5 worth to you? Like you should 30 minutes at most.
Right. Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.